Okay, so Armin, so good news, you're back in the gym, back training. You got a new PB on the dumbbell press by increasing the weight. Good times. Step count still way too low, 5-7. Food wise, 128 proteins, that's way too low. 52 fats and 175 on the carbs. So your fats and carbs are on point. Your protein's way too low, and it's mainly because of these here. Look, 74, 102, 107. I'll come back to this, I'll cycle back to this. Cardio 1, 2, 3, 90 minutes total, so that's perfect. Body weight 64.4, so I don't think that's changed versus last week. 64.6, you're 200 grams down. No real movement on the waistline. Step counts largely unchanged. Now, I know you did message me earlier in the week asking about optimum nutrition protein, so hopefully you get some protein powder to help you bring that up, so that we're not going to be sitting quite as low going forward, because that's not going to help. It's definitely going to cause you problems. So from the perspective of the check-in form, it rounds down, so you're technically going from 65 to 64 because it's rounding you down, just due to the fact that you've gone below the halfway point on 64 kilograms, so you're below 64 and a half now, so it calls that 64 instead of going 65 with a roundup. So you are moving in the right direction body weight wise, but we need to be much more on point with things like your protein intake and with the step count. Now I can see Saturday and Sunday you've made a real effort to bump that up, but we've got 3 days in there that are effectively sitting at sub 3,000 steps, and you know, even when we look at the ones that aren't, you're really only getting up to about 4,500 there as an average. So your average across those 5 days there is less than 3,000 steps. Now, just to put that into context once again, 3,000 steps is going to take you over the course of the day approximately 45 minutes, give or take a few minutes. It might take you a little bit longer, maybe 55 minutes. But you get the picture here. That's less than an hour of walking each day. Now, the reason we track steps is because steps is going to give us an understanding of what your actual overall activity is for the day. And your overall activity, your non-exercise activity, is what's responsible for the vast majority of your calorie output. Okay? So if we don't drive that up, then in order to get your body weight shifting in the right direction, in order to get the body fat coming down, we're going to have a lot less food. That doesn't mean less protein, that means less carbs and less fats. Now, you're not on a great deal. It's not, I mean, you don't have a huge amount of carbs and a huge amount of fats, but you do have capacity there. So because we're not seeing the movement that we need to on the activity front, I'm going to have to pull some carbs out of your diet, because simply put, we're effectively sitting at a maintenance level in terms of calories because of the really low output you have. Okay, and it's not really low output because you've got any kind of metabolic issues or any kind of, you know, genetic disposition. It's really low output because we're simply not getting any real activity in over the course of the day. Okay, so you know, we need to pull these calories down somehow. So with that being said, we're going to take you down to 125 grams of carbs on your regular days, and on your refeed days we're going to take you down by an extra 50 grams to 250. Okay, we're going to take your carbs down on these days to 60, not your carbs, your fats down on the refeed days to 60, but we're going to leave fats alone on the other 2 days. So that is a drop in calories. It is going to pull things down. We are going to start to see your body weight come down appropriately in line with that change. Okay, but we still need to get the steps up. Okay, the step count is paramount here in terms of getting you in shape. It's really important. We have to get after it. Okay, any questions, any problems, any issues, Armin? As per usual, you know the drill. drop me a WhatsApp.